Hey guys, so today we're going to be working in the center of the garden. I have quite a few things I need to get done. I'm going to be doing some more weeding. Hopefully I'm going to remulch this whole entire area. I have a few trees that need to be trimmed. This redbud just hangs over into the pathway. I'm going to limb that up a bit. Maybe take a couple off of the crepe myrtle down here. I also need to figure out what I'm going to be doing with this flower bed right here. I have two variegated light o'day hydrangeas. They have not bloomed. They've been down here for a few years, and in between those, this is in a bed full of irises. I'm going to clean this up a bit as well. Might add a different perennial to this area. Quite a few branches that have fallen I need to get up, and I'm going to be planting a few more ajuga in this flower bed right here. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to remove a couple of branches from this redbud tree. I really don't mind this one because it kind of weeps over the pathway. I think that would look gorgeous once it's in bloom. But this one right here kind of affects you from using the path. You have to duck around it. And probably this one right here also, you have to duck under that as well. And I kind of don't want to be touched by any branches on my way down here. So let's go ahead and get rid of those branches. I weeded out in front of this pond area a bit. I still have a lot more to do. At one point there was a pathway going down this side of the flower bed, the left side, so I probably will clean that up a bit and that large patch right there. But the rest of this area hasn't been designed yet, and in the winter time I'm probably going to get over and tackle all of this stuff around the pond. But Do you guys want to see a frog from the pond? So he's a pretty good size, and there's plenty of tadpoles in here, as well as the red spotted salamander. I saw a larger frog out here earlier, and once again, this does really need to be cleaned and put in properly, but I don't want to disturb the wildlife in here, so that's going to be done on another day. Maybe when I get the koi pond in, then I'll start emptying this and transferring some of the life over to that pond, but I'm not sure yet. But right now we're going to go ahead and get some ajuga in this flower bed. So I'm going to use these 2 sticks to outline the edge of this flower bed, because I really just want the ajuga on the edge. So I want to make sure I know where the corner is. I'm going to stand back, make sure that looks even, and it does. So I'm gonna plant one on the corner, so one's gonna go here, another one. I'm gonna actually move this one right here closer to the edge, but I'm gonna plant one right here. I'm gonna put one right here. So I'm gonna dig this one up, place it closer to the edge. This one should have been repotted a long time ago. I'm just gonna rip those roots off, loosen the rest of them up a bit, tease them, and plant it right here. This one's the same way, all the roots at the bottom. So we're just going to loosen them up a bit. And this one as well. Right, so these will spread to the edge, so they're fine right there. The ajuga is in, it's going to spread and it's going to fill out to be the edging of this flower bed. I also have 2 right there as well. But I got a lot more weeding to do so we can get some mulch down. So let's go ahead and continue with that. So the left side of this pathway was actually put in when we decided that we were going to put in a koi pond. We did start the process of digging a hole, but I do want it much larger, and the project is on hold for now, so maybe we can get that done for next year. So this part of the pathway is complete. Now we gotta finish the other side. So everything's been cleaned up pretty nicely. I weeded everything in this area. I'm not sure about the light of day hydrangeas. They've been down here for at least 3 years now. They never get too much bigger than what they are, and they have never bloomed for me. You're supposed to get morning sun, afternoon shade. I might be replacing these with some azaleas to bring a little bit more color down in this shaded area. And I cleaned up the iris bed a little bit. I need to unbury some more of the stone that got buried, but I'm going to do that later. So now that everything looks pretty good with the weeding, let's go ahead and add a fresh layer of mulch. So as of right now, I have this large portion of the pathway mulched. And typically when I mulch a large area like this, I like to put down a thick layer of cardboard. This area, when I first designed it, I did have a really thick layer of cardboard down multiple times. So I didn't think it was necessary to add the cardboard this time. The weeds weren't as thick down here as if it was a newly designed area. It is heavily shaded by a lot of trees, so the weeds just don't grow as thick in this area anymore, so I think it's kind of manageable. So I didn't go ahead and add a fresh layer of cardboard, but I typically do. As for these hydrangeas right here, I had some arborvitaes I was going to plant down here, some evergreen shrubs, but I don't think they're going to get as much sun as they might like. These were supposed to get morning sun and afternoon shade. They've been down here probably for about 4 years. They haven't reached their mature size yet, which honestly they should be a lot bigger than this. I believe they get 3 to 5 feet tall and wide. So they haven't put on much growth and they haven't bloomed at all. So I'm just going to replace them with something that's going to give me a bit more color. I'm thinking hopefully I can get my hands on some encore azaleas. They tend to do well in the shade in this area and they'll give me blooms twice a year. So I'm going to wait to get some of those. As for this iris bed, I did weed this and clean it up a bit. I do need to rearrange some of these rocks, but I'm just going to save that for a later date. I'm not sure if I'm going to change this little flower bed area. When I first designed it, I liked it a lot, but I'm not sure this is the best area for it. But I'm still thinking on whether or not I'm going to leave it down here. But we also did add a few more of the ajuga plants to this flower bed. I'm hoping that it will spread all the way to the pathway. The ones that I planted over here probably about a month ago, those two right there are doing fine. So hopefully these do good as well, which I'm pretty sure they will. Just going to wait for them to spread out. And as for this flower bed right here, I did not mulch this flower bed and I'm not planning on it. It is starting to get a nice little layer of moss down here. So I think if this whole entire area was covered in moss and with the hostas, I think that will be gorgeous. Another shade of green for this area. Also starting to get a little patch right here and along this bench area. I just think if this whole entire flower bed was covered in it, it will be gorgeous. So I'm going to wait for that. Hopefully keep this nice and watered and it should fill in nicely with all that moss. And as for the steps, I did go ahead and remulch the steps. I did not do the top layer yet. I still got some weeding to do, and this top level isn't exactly leveled. So when we have a heavy rain, the mulch and a little bit of mud does wash down here a bit. So I'm thinking, I have 2 of these pavers that I decided to set here. I think I'm gonna get a few more to like cap off these bricks right here. One, the pavers will look a lot better than just this area right here. And 2, it adds like another inch of step right here. And if I fill in a little bit more with the mulch behind this area, then, but not all the way up to the pavers, I think that will help with the issue. It will raise the step up a bit more, because either I have to shave down the ground over here or add another step, which I don't really think that's going to be possible. I have shaved this down at one point, but I guess not enough. So I think the better option would be to just get a few more pavers and add an inch to the steps to help with that, with the mulch rushing down the hill. So I'm going to go ahead and do that before I mulch this area. So as of right now, this area down here is going to be complete until I can get my hands on some encore azaleas and some more pavers. But I thank you guys for joining me on this project, and I hope again to see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.